I'm Rick Wash, and together with Norbert Nthala and Emilee Rader, we have been looking at how humans detect phishing messages. We've been taking a somewhat unorthodox approach. Most research on phishing looks to find people's weaknesses, and then to create training to fix or patch those weaknesses. Instead, what we're doing is we are looking at what things people are good at least in some circumstances, and then trying to make those things work better. That is, rather than trying to get people to do something they are not good at, we want to understand what people are already doing well and then help them become better at that. We've done multiple studies on this topic. This particular study is a survey of 300 or so non-expert email users. One of the great things about surveys is that you can get a large number of responses and you can demographically match those responses to a population, like the US population, which is what we did. The downside is that surveys, you can only ask questions you know about ahead of time. We asked respondents to identify a specific instance of phishing, a specific email that they experienced, which means one that they successfully detected, and then we asked them to answer questions about what they did and how they detected it. We based our questions on a paper that I published last year that studied how IT experts identify phishing. In that, I identified 6 steps that experts use to identify phishing emails. We then took and wrote custom survey questions to measure how many of our non-expert respondents did things in each of those 6 categories. Our paper has a full report on what we found. Today, I'm just going to highlight a couple of the most interesting findings about the knowledge and capabilities that humans have that they bring to phishing detection that work differently than the way computers typically detect phishing. And we'll start with knowledge, and the knowledge that humans use when detecting phishing messages that technical filters just don't have. 72% of our respondents felt like they had similar emails in the past. That is, they had the phishing email that they detected felt familiar to them. However, 95% of the respondents also reported that the email was unexpected, that many emails they receive are expected, but this particular one was not. Together, this familiarity with similar emails and the unexpected nature of the email allowed people to kind of have an idea of what is typically present, what these emails typically look like. And then 86% of our respondents noticed that the phishing email wasn't normal. It didn't have what is typically present in the emails. This knowledge of what previous similar emails look like and what they typically contain isn't something that technical filters can do, but it is something that humans do automatically. Humans also have a number of capabilities that they use when detecting phishing emails that technical filters don't have. 94% of our respondents were able to remember the action that the email asked them to take, and that action stood out as unusual to 76% of the respondents. Emails often ask people to take actions, but it's only the users themselves that can tell you if the action is normal or reasonable for them. This is something that our respondents seem to do automatically. Additionally, 73% of our respondents intentionally delayed responding to an email in order to further investigate the email. Sometimes the delays were small, such as hovering over an email address. But in a number of instances, people would wait and ask other people for help. End users have this capability to delay dealing with the email until they have more information, which is something that technical filters generally can't do. They also have the capability to ask senders or other people for more information about the email that can help them. Phishing detection is very similar to James Reason's Swiss cheese model of accident prevention. Each slice of cheese is a filter that prevents many phishing messages from getting through, though each slice has holes that allow some messages through. If phishing detectors all use the same information and capabilities, then the holes in the cheese line up and there's a path for malicious messages to get through. If we try to make people work like computers, for example, parsing URLs, then we line up the holes in the cheese. However, we found that people naturally use very different knowledge and capabilities when they detect phishing than computers do, which means their holes are in different places than the holes in the technical filters. Much of the advice about phishing prevention focuses on stopping messages from ever getting to end users in the first place. Instead, our findings highlight how end users operate using this different knowledge and capabilities, and therefore, including both technical filters and end user detection in the whole system enables a wider range of phishing detection than technical filters alone. Our findings also suggest that end-user detection can be improved by training users to better utilize their own unique knowledge and capabilities to detect phishing messages. Thank you.